This is your time to go all in. Recently, I spoke to a person that I know, and I was just explaining like, oh, I really want to start something on my own. Like, I feel like it's amazing that the people, like, we're just talking about some people who have already taken that step and have done really, really well for themselves. But for me, that's quite inspiring. Like, you know, people that were in my position maybe about 10 years ago have then founded and started their own companies and scaled them out significantly. And like, it's just kind of crazy and really amazing to see, like, you could do that, you could build something. And I think that definitely comes from taking a lot of risks. It comes from being uncomfortable with not knowing what the future holds, and being prepared to put in a lot of time and effort into the craft you're trying to develop. And it's, yeah, like, understand that it's a long and hard and gruesome journey of just like of your hours being put into something that you don't actually know will take off. But then that's when, like, self-belief really comes into play, and like, you have to really, really want it. But to really, really want it, you have to also believe in your capabilities and things like that. I don't know, man. I'm just so inspired by people that have already done that step and have also achieved something in their lives. I think that's really, really cool to see. And that's why I really try and encourage entrepreneurship in people that I know have a huge potential and that have just started, and I'm close with as well. I try my best to push them, because I believe, like, I believe in people that want to try and do it. For me, it's either you want it or you don't want it, because I know people that I'm close to that say they want it, but like, they don't actually willing to put in the hard work and effort. Because, to be honest, the idea sounds amazing, right? I'm making these videos, the ideas sound amazing, you probably get inspired, or maybe or just like hearing it. But in reality, the cold hard truth is the sheer amount of hours that you have to put in, and it's not like fun, you could say. It only becomes fun when you start seeing the progress manifesting and then compounding into bigger progress, and then it gets better that way. So in terms of enjoyment, it's exponential. The more you put in, the more you get out, I guess, both from an output but also from satisfaction, because you just see it grow. And of course, the first early days of something, there's nothing to really account for, and it's not going to be like the highs, right? You're not going to hit the dopamine levels, whatever. And why I say this is the time to go all in is because, us being in our 20s, right? Like I mentioned before, there isn't things necessarily that could hold us back. So, for example, like, if I'm just talking from my point of view, maybe you can relate here. I don't actually. I'm in a fortunate position. Like, I'm obviously not married. I don't have kids. I'm not tied down by a house or mortgage. I'm living at home as well. If you put all these factors into consideration, I then realized that actually I was talking to my friend about this. I call it the Goldilocks zone. Now, if you like space and if you like astronomy and all that stuff, then the Goldilocks zone is, I might be butchering it, but it's basically a zone where all the conditions are like perfect for life to begin. And that's how Earth, has life compared to the other planets. Well, actually, we don't know about the other planets necessarily, but that's how Earth has life, because, like, the conditions are there. We've got water. We're just a good amount away from the sun to not be too hot or to not be too cold. We have the right gases in our atmosphere. We have an ozone layer and atmosphere. Like, everything, it just works. And I feel like if you understand this concept, but in the time period that you're in, So take your timeline at the moment, right? You've gone through 0 to 5 years old, you've gone through 0 to 10 years, 15 years, 20 years potentially, and then the 20 to 30-year period where you don't have these commitments necessarily, right? Yeah, you will probably have commitments and stuff, but if you think about the commitments you have now compared to the commitments you can potentially have in the next 10, 20 years' time, it will be very different. Okay, it'll be very different. So if you think about it like that, right now we are in our prime, well, we have prime conditions for us to set ourselves up for the future in a very positive and very growth effective way. So having this realization, being in the prime, having the prime conditions, whatnot, the Goldilocks zone of your timeline, I then realized that what I do every single day is so valuable to my future growth, to creating the future self that I aspire to be. So every day then becomes, it just counts, and then actually it makes me feel accountable, because I feel like if I don't do something today, it's a day wasted, but it's more so like an opportunity of this Goldilocks zone window kind of wasted, right? Like I've had the opportunities. If I just sit around, if I do anything, like not really that productive that I want to be, then I waste that. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm speaking from true experience here. I had this experience at university, especially in my final year, where, this was like during the COVID era. I didn't really do anything that was productive, if I'm honest. I just, obviously we'd have to stay home, order junk food, um, like play games. Like it was just not really productive. I'd wake up very late. I'd probably wake up around midday, 1 p.m. I'd go to bed around 2 a.m., watch movies. Like the person I am back then versus the person I am, or at least the mindset I have right now, is very, very different. And to be honest, I'm proud. I'm proud of the difference so far. I really am. But it just came from like an aha, oh shit moment. Actually, I need to get on, being productive. I need to take things seriously. And, it also came from like understanding that the people you surround yourself with is very important. If you surround yourself with people that don't have that vision, or the same, at least, mindset that you're having, then it's very easy for you to be swayed back into that routine where you were already comfortable, that you're already familiar with, right? These things happen very easily. And I see it in some people as well. And it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's your journey. You have to be fully accountable for your own path, right? Of course, you can tell your friends, tell the people around you, like, oh, you can try and shed some light, or at least you can try and explain to them why you're doing what you're doing. And maybe that will cause a change in them. I don't know, maybe that will. But you can't change everyone, and that's just reality. What we can do, right, is we can just stay focused on our path. The people that would want to change will change, and that's amazing. And I've seen that, within my own circle, and I'm very proud of them, to be honest. And they know who they are as well. They watch my videos, so I'm very proud of them, and I'm very happy, to be honest, to be able to share that journey with someone that is adopting the same mindset, or has the same mindset. So it's your time to go all in. Like, we can't necessarily be wasting these precious kind of years, this Goldilocks zone of your timeline. You just got to ask yourself, like, maybe why you do what you want to do. Like, why do you do it? And that's personal preference. That's up to you at the end of the day. Some people are just wired to wanting to improve. Now, I'm assuming if you're watching my channel, you're probably like that, just simply because the content I make is on personal development and, like, trying to better yourself. But that's the thing, like, I don't think we necessarily are a majority, unfortunately, which is fine, I think, actually, because one of the things Ben, who made a video with a couple of videos ago on my podcast, he said that flock of a feather fly together, something like that. But basically, like people that you want to surround yourself with that have a positive and meaningful impact on you. Network, talk to them, be very close with them, because flocks of a feather fly together. But yeah, just don't let these years go to waste, and don't fall into routines where you can become complacent, because that is honestly the ultimate killer. Because complacency leads to procrastination, and if you compound procrastination, right, you're going down a very, very dangerous road. Treat every day with being fully accountable, and I can't see you go wrong. Good luck.